just not as wide.
All right, I guess this is my live stream, and I think it's working this time. I couldn't see before, but I can see now. All right, I'm Kevin Beckett. I'm doing a live stream, and I hope it's working. Today we're going to be working on Tyler Tyek's old cattle transport truck. I'm going to go ahead and check it all out. He had a tire wear issue on the inside left. It looks and feels like to me that it's feathering on the inside left steer, which I think is going to mean it's towed out and pushing to the right. He travels all over the Midwest and as far as Texas hauling cattle. This is Tyler. Here for just a second. Hello, that's Tyler. This is Tyler. He's a listener to Come Brother Preach for some years, and just happened to, I guess, catch my name enough to go ahead and call when you have a problem. So here it is. We're going to get this thing solved, and that's it. I'll just leave it running while I measure everything. As I get through it, I'll show you what I've got and where it's going to be. I need a worksheet. I'll have her to get me a worksheet. Tell that guy Brady to get me a worksheet. Thank you. The simple measurements say the rear end is pointed to the right heavily, especially the front axle. I want the front axle to the left rear end, the front drive axle is actually going to the right about an inch. I went to the left a half inch. That's about a 3/32 correction. We get that fixed up. Then the rear is pointed a little heavy to the right, but that might require a 32nd inch correction. We'll double check that. And the toe is actually right for the moment. I still need to do a mechanical inspection. We've really got to look at that rear end and really see what's happening. But so far, it does definitely have a right pole. That's definitely contributing to that wear, and we'll see what else is going on. All right. Tape is I'm gonna need that.
Yep. Yep.
Well, the axle is square, but this is a old air ride. I know it's old because it's got a caterpillar over on top of it, but it's an old air ride, and that single spring is bowing really bad now. I'm sure it's the original. Um, it's not going to put up with this very much. Really risking breaking that old, thin air ride spring. And then I still got to do the mechanicals. So that spring, the lower spring, when it was new, that spring, when it came out the backside of the axle, it was kind of straight to the rear end. Now it's bowed really bad. We'll see how much it departs from the straight spring to walk above it. It is fatigued, and it was thin to begin with, so it's probably going to need replaced soon. Yeah, I mean, no, not today, not right away. Like, I've seen them break. You don't want that.
No.
So,
No.
when you can get to it, you're going to want to take it easy. All right. Checking the phone about this. So each drive actually is always done in opposite directions. If you look at it from here, you can see that the rear drive tire is sticking out to the right of the front drive tire by like an inch. Okay. And then when you move to the other side, the front drive tire is sticking out from the rear drive tire by about an inch. I mean, this is a really common issue all over the country. The offset affects thrust angle and it affects the direction the vehicle travels. The two axles being like this, they're in a bind. The drive line has to travel an extra distance. You're putting extra stress on the drive line. You do not have to. So we definitely want to get that. That's what this support frame on top is for. And that's what all the machine availability is about. So you got an eighth here, a half here, a quarter here, and another eighth here. You got all the adjustment you could possibly want. You just got to figure it out. So that'll be topic number one. I mean, I'm going to address that before I address the thrust, because once I change that, the thrust is going to change. I want to know what his actual problem is before I say I've even tried to fix it. All right, I still got to do the mechanical. I need to go get a jack and lift up the front end.
All in the highway area.
Just to see, I wonder if there's any. Let me see the. This okay. It's okay. I can see what the chats are. Aaron's on there. Okay. And any comments, I can get to it, just not right away. go back and look at this later
Yeah.
if they need to.
They
But
do. They'll
here's
look
what I
back.
just want to show everybody, and you need to see it too. Okay. This is me checking a kingpin. Make sure you can see it. All right. Now, when I push in, the brake chamber is going to move. I think you'll be able to see it. That's a very worn kingpin. Is that? I've seen worse, but it's pretty dang worn. Try it again. Make sure you can see it. I don't know if you could or couldn't, but I could feel it. If you put your hand here, you can feel the brake chamber move.
It's
All right. So it's definitely got worn kingpins. Tie rods are good. I can't say anything about the bearings. It's pretty quiet. And I should have heard a clicking, but I'm going deaf. Did you hear any clicking? No, just that loud thump or the low thump of the kingpin going thump, 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 thump. All right. Now we're going to let down this side and do the other side. There is a bit of movement, so not as bad as the other one, but they're still moving in this way. So, yeah, this thing has kingpin issues. And I don't know how much of a rush you're going to be in to get that. Let's take a look at why. How many miles were on that tire?
I couldn't tell you off the top of my head.
Couldn't tell you. How many years did you have these tires?
I'd say about a year.
A year?
Yeah.
Okay. So it's at about 7:30 seconds on the inside. Right over here, it's about 6, 7, 6, and then this in here is 5, 7, 6, 5. So it's 230 seconds lower here than here. So 230 seconds of loss. That's a tiny percentage of the tire life that was lost because there was a kingpin issue. It's really difficult to demand that you get a kingpin fixed when you're hardly losing any actual tire life. So since this is the worst tire, he's got a bad kingpin. He's going to have to recognize it's going to be a vibration issue. It's going to be a tire wear issue. Even once I get the alignment done, there's going to be excess tire wear, but it takes a lot of tires to, reach the value of a couple $1,000 kingpin job. So as long as it knows, everything should be fine. All right, so next I'm going to go ahead and correct the rear end. The toe is fine. It's a 1/16 of an inch towed in, but even if it was a little bit out, I couldn't promise that it was going to stay that way with the loose kingpins. So we're going to get the rear end corrected so it doesn't have as bad of a right pull anymore, and it'll drive nice and straight. It's just, again, there is work that should be done on the front end eventually. All right. Very good.
Try not upside down.
The great thing about Peterbilt and Kenworth, as far as correcting the off center, all you gotta do is get this apart and everything just happens. Whereas on a Freightliner, you got to jack it apart because this end of the torque arm is on this side of the bracket. And somehow or another, you got to push the frame or the axle sideways to get the thing adjusted. Whereas this one, it's all available.
What did you just do?
I am going to switch the 1/2 inch washer for the 1/4 inch washer so that the axle slides this way 1/4 inch, which changes each side by 1/4 inch, which changes the off center total by 1/2 inch. Okay, how about some pieces? One more to do.
So what did that correction just do?
Stand back here. You can see as you line up this side of the tire, this side of the tire. Now there's less of this tire visible than there was before. Once I correct that axle, they're going to be the same. All right.
So the off center is what you're working on right now.
Correct. Get both axles rolling in the same direction at the same time.
I can see the indices. That's good. Yeah. Well, this torque gun's getting beat up. I wouldn't say it needs replaced yet, but it is getting beat up. Apply the traffic. Make sure this one is about 10. That way is come back this way, which means interest. I need to change the sprinkling. The very opposite way I did the last. Take out the half inch and put it in the quarter. Let's try that one. Let's see how long we keep the light up with the rain coming in. Oh, it won't. That's not rain. That's another. That's a reasonable facsimile. Well, that's what you asked for. Then we get a whole bunch of rain. It's very close, but it's going to have to back up and roll forward before you see all of it.
I'm going to need you to back it up and roll it forward again. Back it up just to the end of the building and roll it forward.
Okay.
All right. preferably just a little over 3/4 of an inch on the front drive to get to where we're all happy. Yeah. 2.5, 2 3/4, 2 3/4, 3. Which was 3 1/2. It's 3/4 of an inch. It's the 16th of an inch change. That would be really close to just right. A little extra, just a little extra. 1/32 more than that. Then I'm just right. So I need 3/32 change. This side needs to come forward. If we have extra shells, that side needs to go back.
Got raindrops.
Okay, I don't know who's watching or anything, but I need to end the live stream for a minute so I can go get a porta power so I can separate the pin from the spring hanger, and then I can finally finish the job. It's just 5 more minutes worth of work, but without a porta power, I'm just standing here. So I'm going to go ahead and end the live stream. When I come back, start another live stream, and we'll finish the job. It'll be, I don't know, maybe 20 minutes. To adjust some divisions. I had a Porta Power, I think I bought it around 2009. Then when I stopped doing alignments as a service in 2022, I sold it, or actually I gave it away, which is okay. I mean, at that point, it was over 10 years old. But now I have need for one, so I had to do it again. All right. I need foot to work about this length. I'll just get us where we need to go. Yeah, I said earlier I needed 30 seconds out. That's exactly how much was in it.
Oh, wow, okay.
So,
Works good.
yeah. I'll hammer it back together. That's a completed alignment. I did 30 seconds for the change. I usually say, once you get down to 1 30-second change, it's time to just stop measuring. Well, that was 30 seconds, so we should really measure again. So let's go ahead and back it up, roll it forward, recheck that. Oh. This is how far you should have to back up a truck before you check the measurements. Shouldn't be just not just out really outside of the pavement back down the front corner. You want it to have driven a little ways so that the whole suspension settles into the alignment. There are suspensions like the KW100, similar to that, or the Flex Air, for instance. You might actually want to take that out, drive it around, and bring it back in, just to make sure. Okay. So after the 3/32 adjustment, the rear axle followed the front axle just a tad. The rear axle was pointed downhill about almost an inch, about 3/4 or so. And after the adjustment, now the rear is pointed downhill still, but only a ½ inch. The front axle, after the 3/32 adjustment, is pointed uphill, also a ½ inch. It is exactly the ideal setting that we look for. ½ inch downhill on the rear, ½ inch uphill on the front, we're set. So other than the kingpin and the old spring, it's set. We're set. Okay. Let's see. Before we all get out of here, this is this is us let's just do a really quick interview. Oh, in our handy dandy interview area. By the way, this is let's see, I'm doing this on one day a week, usually Fridays. I'm doing an inspection for free, but the adjustment costs. So this was a realignment, but no cost on the inspection, which makes it $100. Is our old pricing. I say probably should have said 150 because I think that's our new pricing. But I said 100, so we'll keep it at 100.
Okay.
And I spent more than that on the porta power. So let's see. Well, I suppose I should have brought the tripod in. Oh well. This is our set, the MD alignment set, where we've got our studio for the audio for the podcasts, and we will be doing live video. I didn't bring the tripod in, but I wanted to just real quick talk to Tyler about. Okay, how long you been trucking?
9 years total.
9 years. All right. And let's see, when did you get that truck?
I got it back in 2021.
Okay, so you've had it for 5-ish years.
Yeah, about a year.
4 years. And what was the problem? Why'd you bring it?
Steer tire had some wear on the very inside rib,
Okay.
and it had a bad vibration, pretty bad, noticeable, driving on the road.
All right.
Yeah, just getting very annoying. And
You live about 3 hours away. With the new tires, did you still have the vibration?
no, it did pretty much go away.
Pretty
Yeah,
much went away. That's good.
but I wanted to fix the problem before it happened again.
Right. You put
Yeah.
beads in the tire.
Yep,
Right.
Yeah.
And what pressure?
120.
120.
Yeah.
This is all things I like to hear. It's a long nose Pete, and that means it shouldn't need more than 110 according to the book. But you add 10 more pounds, and I guarantee you will get longer tire life. Let's say today, it's about 60 degrees out,
Yep.
and that fits the exact metric for the cold pressure. In other words, 110 would be okay today,
Sure.
but it's April in Iowa, and you can't say that tomorrow it's not going to be below 40 or
Right.
above 80. So just put an extra 10 pounds in, and everything will be fine.
Yep.
Let's see. Okay, so the maintenance is great. You got the kingpins done just a year ago,
Yeah.
and that was even re-sleeving the axle to get the kingpins
Yeah.
done. So it isn't that wasn't done, and then 10 months later you're dealing with the problem. That was done. So I just that's really too bad.
Yeah.
Maybe it's almost time for a new axle. I don't know.
Yeah.
But,
Like,
I mean, honestly, and with the springs and there's going to then, as I said, at least a couple of the bushings in the rear end are they are looking pushed out and worn.
okay.
They're not going to last forever, but they'll do fine this year and next year, I'm sure.
Okay.
And I guess that was about it. That's what the alignment was for. Let me know how it drives.
Yeah. Well.
My guide for whether or not the vehicle is driving right is 60 miles an hour, right-hand lane, no wind, nice straight stretch of highway. And from the middle of the right lane, if you let go of the steering wheel, it should take more than 2 seconds before the right tire gives into gravity and meets the white line.
Okay.
If that's happening, the rear end is not pushing the front end too hard. It's not going to cost you any tire life.
Okay.
So, so that's it. That's the story. Everybody say hi to Tyler.
Hello.
And thanks for watching my 3 live streams to get one alignment done. All right.